Today marks the end of the year for Christians. Next Sunday, we're into the season of Advent, our new year, and that ends in all the delights of Christmas. Sure, we know that we're unworthy of the child that was born on that day, but this is a time of self-awareness and anticipation and joy in all that is to come. So, this is a great day to look back at the oddest of years and forward to the celebration of the birth of Christ. The Holy Family, far from home and alone for the greatest of births. You and I, at home and still alone, but with so many tools to use to reach out to family and friends far and wide. It has been a different year and will be a very different Christmas, but in many ways it can still be uniquely delightful. You just have to set your mind and imagination to it. Remember what you were doing this time last year? From Black Friday forward, you were lost in the rushing of everything. Rushing with the hordes to the sales and the shops and the parties. Putting in extra hours at the office so you can get a few extra days off between Christmas and New Year. Packing for trips to visit family. Entertaining friends and colleagues. Year-end meetings and fundraising before the 31st of December deadline. Christmas cards and greetings to those you haven't heard from since last year. Children studying for Christmas exams and Christmas pageants, or is that winter or holiday pageants? And late night pickups of the children after their parties. The family trip to chop down just the right Christmas tree, and one for Granny, and getting up the lights and festooning the windows and finding a new stocking for the latest to join the clan. Maintaining traditions, making new ones, and ever adding to the list of what must be done. And never forgetting to find the ugliest Christmas sweater and the most glamorous dress for New Year's Eve. Relatives arriving and departing, neighbors invited over for eggnog, and cute pictures of the dog in a Christmas bonnet. Never, ever enough time and too much going on to even enjoy it. Spending more than you planned or really can afford. Does any of this sound familiar? Well, this year we have the perfect excuse to establish new traditions, COVID year traditions. Since we're staying at home so much more, and we have lots of extra hours that are not lost in traveling to and from work, social gathering, gyms, or malls. So now we need to put on our thinking caps and scour our imagination and our memories for creative ideas we can adapt. Instead of heading to the mall to fill our bags with the latest fashions and gadgets and presents, all to be returned on Boxing Day, this year, head for the kitchen and the mixing bowl. There's still time to make Christmas cakes and puddings and lovingly add the brandy drop by drop each day. And how about sugar cookies in the shape of bells and reindeers? Not forgetting gingerbread boys and girls, appropriately masked, of course. For many, trying out new recipes has been part of the COVID challenge. Imagine a whole new set of tastes to celebrate the COVID Christmas. Imagine everyone ordering in their favorite taste delight and then having a Zoom together dinner so that no one frets about not having 20 around the table to consume turkey, cranberry sauce, and those endless of vegetables. But what about the people you won't get to see? Recently, a cousin died, and finding out about it got me talking, writing to two of the remaining three. We reminisced over our memories of each other as children at our grandma's house, what each other was doing, who had died since we last spoke, how many grandchildren we had, and came away wondering how we had let so many years go by since we had last seen each other, and that it really was only funerals that got us together anymore. It was particularly telling because the last family death was last December. And while I alone did manage to dash down for the funeral in Burlington, we didn't get to talk or get together afterwards. But this year, we have time to talk, time to write emails that say more than any Twitter message would. Think about who you would like to share a memory with. And then do it. Face-to-face is wonderful, but the written word gets read over and over again, savored and rediscovered. Well, I've also been thinking about what we can do to involve family without infecting family. Because Christmas is all about family. All about Mary and Joseph and the birth of baby Jesus and the donkey and the stable and the shepherds and the love that is family. All those images that come to mind, along with Santa, when the word Christmas is heard. Now, family does not necessarily mean biology. I grew up in Toronto and all my relatives lived 200 miles away. But I had honoraries. Auntie Maud and Uncle Arthur, and Auntie Elsie, who lived in the same apartment building, and Uncle John, who played cards with my father at the club. They were the Toronto relatives, my Toronto family. After I left home, a group of us, hippies as we were then, although we did prefer the term holy barbarians, well, we all lived together, and that became my family away from those whose DNA I share. And when I look at the annual Christmas picture of who shared the day with us over the past 50 years, there have always been friends who felt like family, who were at the table and in the photos. There was Uncle Jack and Uncle Ron and Uncle Gary to my children, and boyfriends of my daughters, and Auntie Elsie from the Maritimes who lived with my mother after Dad died, and Mrs. Dixon who rented the duplex above my mother-in-law, and our best friends Keith and Barb. So just as we make new family members over the years, this is a special year for remembering all of them and making contact, if you still can. And the internet is a marvelous tool to find people, or at least an obit if you did not notice they were missing. I also hope you're putting up your Christmas outside decorations. I normally don't decorate until Christmas Eve, and then leave everything up until the 12th day of Christmas. But this year is exceptional in every way, and mine are going up the beginning of December. If we can't wander through the malls anymore and delight in their decorations, at least we can walk or drive through the neighborhood and gawk and admire the talents of our neighbors. It was great fun for Halloween, even better for Christmas. And hopefully we will see lots of the virgin blue lights and crushes on front lawns, and joyful wishes for a new year with fewer cares. At my house for Christmas each year, I buy tree decorations and write on them the year and each person's name and use them for nameplates at the table. Just another of those innumerable rush jobs that must get done before the merry day. But this year, staying in so much has brought out the craft in us. A granddaughter's making wands and potions. Another into the fanciest of makeup mask creations. Another is into making jewelry. So I am digging deep into my crafty soul, and this year I am going to make special COVID year decorations. I'm working on ideas, and lots of Christmas decorations accumulated over the years are about to be recycled big time. For a start, the gold and red balls are ideal. White out and blue pen ink for the eyes and some wool or silver icicles for the hair and a beard and then some white paper for the mask with a bit of candy cane or a Santa hat or a cradle in the corner. I can add gold bells to a long blue ribbon for a door knocker. And those disposable masks, well, adorned with stickers or an embroidered star or cross would definitely qualify as the archetypal Christmas tree decoration for 2020. Another thing, it would be fun to go through the pictures on your phone and print out the faces of friends and then glue them to a very long ribbon to go on the tree. Put the pictures 6 inches apart and then draw arrows and write 6 feet or 2 meters, because that is friends' reality this year. Maybe even have a wee mask for each one that you dangle off one ear so you can still know who is who. Or put masks on your stable scene. And we all know that the good Lord will not be offended. After all, he created the platypus, and He is in all of this with us. I know I have a number of those fancy tin boxes that cookies come in. Refilled, they would be welcome treats. And this year, I intend to be a 2 Christmas tree person. One, much reduced in size for the living room. If I'm the only one to enjoy it, I don't mind far fewer needles to clean up on the 12th day. But for the first time, I'm going to have one for the backyard, with treats for the birds and even the squirrels. And I'm going to ask each of my family's bubbles to let me know when they can stop by. Then I'm going to hang their Christmas decorations on the outside tree along with their Christmas stockings. And over the holidays, each family will stop by and I'll open the door and stand inside my kitchen and wish each of them the blessings of the season. And with Christmas carols playing in the background, they can open their presents in the yard, and with a wave and a blessing they will be off. And I will prepare the tree for the next part of the family to arrive. Because this year, we share love with keeping those we love safe. We come up with new ideas to amuse and entertain and remember. And every year when the tree decorations go up, there will be one that reminds us of the year we couldn't be together in person, but our love and our hearts were with each other. So Zoom or Skype or Gypsy or phone or whatever way you get together, find a way to share you, because that is what those who love you want to have this Christmas. In fact, even the advertising world is promoting this. Coke tells us that this Christmas gives something only you can give. You. And Sobeys reminds us, family is the greatest gift of all. Reach out. It is a wonderful exercise for the heart. So, say your prayers and give thanks for the greatest gift of all, the Christ child, and He is ever with us. He is ever with us and with our families and our friends and each and every being of creation. His embrace has not changed with COVID. So, embrace the Lord as He embraces you. Goodbye to the old year and welcome to the new, with all the anticipation and adventures that lie ahead. And as Tiny Tim and yours truly would say, God bless us, everyone. So may it be. Amen. Well, with churches restricted to no more than 10 in attendance, it's off to the web waves, airwaves, and your own Book of Common Prayer to greet the Sundays for the next 28 days. But I will be back here next Sunday, God willing, and you listening. Until then, be safe, be healthy, be blessed.